Welcome. My name's Susan Young, Mindful Life Coaching. Today, we're going to use our mindfulness practice to guide our emotional regulation. We've just spent a little bit of time talking about that. And we know that emotional growth and stability and regulation helps us build really strong and connected and resilient lives, helps us to navigate relationships, handle stress, and be with others with kindness, compassion, and integrity. But we also know that it takes patience and effort and a willingness to keep learning. And that's what I heard you all sharing from today was your learning. So as we invest in our mindfulness practice and spiritual practices like meditation and breathing, the more we experience our emotional development. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and settle your body. Let your arms rest gently wherever is comfortable for you. And then begin breathing. If you can, breathe through the nose. If you can't, breathe through the mouth. And if you have a cough or a cold or any compromised lungs, then perhaps you're not dealing with big, deep breaths, but with shallower breaths. So don't put yourself into a situation if you've got the flu or you're coughing to do that more. And if you don't, then just if you don't have coughs or flus, just allow yourself to deepen your breathing, whatever your capacity is. And as you're deepening your breathing, allow the body, invite the body to settle into a deep relaxation. Softening the face, the whole head, including the inside, the brain, the jaws, down through the neck and throat to the shoulders and arms till your arms feel heavy and your fingers are soft. And with a vision of inside your body and an awareness of the outside of your body, the skin and inside the tendons and bones and muscles. You relax into the heart, letting it slow as your breathing deepens to just the right capacity for you. You have an awareness of your whole spine, your belly, all the internal organs, and the softness of the skin, the external. And down through the buttocks and hips and pelvis, all the way down through the legs to the feet. And as you breathe in, feel the whole body relax just a little bit more. And then set the intention for stillness. Holding the body gently still. And then bringing the mind into stillness. And observing as the thoughts and feelings and maybe sensations of the body come and go in your field of awareness. I want you to bring forth in your mind's eye a happy memory that's recent, not an over the top, just a reasonably happy memory, perhaps a moment of calmness or warm connection or reading a book or having a walk or whatever brings you happiness. Bring that memory forward. in your mind's eye. And now imagining what you were doing when the happiness emerged. And stay with your field of awareness and notice the happy feeling with as much loving detachment as possible. Awareness. And now let that happy memory dissolve and bring a intenser, perhaps what we might call negative feeling, a mild one though. And remember sometime recently where you didn't feel happy, you felt sad or annoyed or irritated, hurt, disappointed. And similarly to the happy feeling, notice the feeling. Feel it in your body, in your thoughts, in your emotions. Welcome the feeling. I welcome you. Get curious about this feeling. And just like a small child might feel cranky or irritable, with curiosity, invite that feeling to come forward, staying in your field of awareness of observing and breathing into the feeling. Hello, I see you. You are welcome. And now bring that happy feeling side by side. So the two feelings are in your field of awareness, the so-called negative feeling and the so-called happy feeling. Welcoming both feelings. Welcome. Welcome. And perhaps you might use words specifically to identify the two feelings. Maybe happy and sad is exactly right for you, but maybe there's more nuanced language that suits you. Because often emotions can be a mixture of feelings. Staying with loving detachment. We're not giving the feeling that much power. We're staying aware and exploring with curiosity. What is that feeling? How does it feel like? What are the words around it? How do I welcome it, embrace it? And what is that feeling? What are the words around it? How do I describe it? How do I welcome it? Sometimes behind that feeling, there might be embarrassment or shame. Maybe not. A feeling doesn't define you. It's almost like imagine yourself driving and the emotion can sit beside you, but you don't let it get in the driver's seat. But they might have helpful information to share to get you where you need to go. Sometimes we need to cry with feelings. Sometimes we don't need to cry with feelings. Sometimes we want to laugh with feelings. Allow whatever is there to emerge, welcoming the feeling. The more we allow space for these feelings, the more we welcome these feelings, the less they'll take over and overwhelm you if you feel overwhelmed. It's almost like our difficult emotions can be like quicksand. So when we resist and fight, we sink further. getting unstuck from the quicksand is to stop the fighting and accept. I accept my hurt. Even though I might not like it, I welcome my hurt. Or whatever the feeling is you're working with. Sometimes it can be helpful to imagine the feeling, especially difficult feelings, but any feelings as a wave, just coming towards us and then receding. Sometimes when I'm really in deep anger or deep hurt, or I can feel I'm going to be stuck in there forever and ever. And if I remember this is a wave, then I can ride with the wave and let it pass. John Kabat-Zinn, in his work in mindfulness, talks about turning. Normally we turn away from and avoid the hurt feelings, turning and welcoming them. With mindfulness, I welcome you. I welcome the hurt, the anger, the bitterness, the pettiness, the jealousy. I welcome you. We turn towards it and open our arms. And we breathe into it. We allow our breath to hold. I'm building my capacity to tolerate strong feelings. I let embarrassment go if there is any, or shame if there is any, because I know that all humans have these feelings, and this is part of being human. All those feelings we call difficult or negative, anger, hurt, jealousy, pettiness, bitterness. These are natural human feelings. And as we welcome them, we can learn to tolerate them and hold them. And now I invite you to sit in silence for the last few moments, just observing what feelings and thoughts emerge in your awareness, allowing them to emerge and then fall away each time. And what we know to be true is that emotions, especially intense emotions, need to be felt and processed more than once before they resolved. Each time we allow these feelings or that particular feeling in, just notice, does this feel easier this time? Treat your feelings as though they are your friends with kindness, openness, welcoming, compassionate. Invite them back again and again and again until you feel relaxed and familiar with them and not overwhelmed. And now taking 2 or 3 more breaths. Bringing hands into palms together before your heart. Thank yourself for being willing to show up in whatever way you showed up. I see my own spirit in me, and I welcome all my experiences. And then thank you to each of you here who brings forward your own truth and experience with authenticity. And may all beings in the world be released from suffering. Thank you for joining me today on this journey.